This video will talk you through how to complete a standard claims form for the Cornwall and Isles of Scilly Shared Prosperity Fund. As standard, the Good Growth Programme expects spend to be evidenced through providing proof of expenditure and defrayal and submitted as a claim on a quarterly basis. The claim form is in an Excel format with multiple tabs running along the bottom. The first page, labelled Help, is where you can find most of the information we will be running through today in a written format. You will see there are also helpful navigation buttons along the side of each section, which should take you to the relevant page. Page 1, the front page. Your name and project name and reference should already be populated by your claims officer. Your claim period will be the 3-month period you are claiming for. The claim number will be 1 if this is your first claim. Your next quarterly claim will be number 2, and so on. Please enter your bank details accurately here. Spend and claim summary. This section will automatically tally. The total approved cost is what we have agreed to give you from the Shared Prosperity Fund as in your funding agreement. On your first claim, your project spend to date will be 0. On your second claim, this will be what you have claimed for within your first form. Your Shared Prosperity Fund claim breakdown is the total you are claiming for in this claim form. And the remaining spend will be your total approved cost minus what you are claiming for. You should then enter what amount is capital and what amount is revenue within the current claim. Match funding type and amount. This is where you include your match funding, which is approved. Please enter how much of this match funding you have spent to date and then the amount you are specifically claiming for in this period. Please sign and date the bottom section. Please note the person signing this form must be the person who signed the original grant funding agreement. Please leave this bottom section blank. Tab 2, Expenditure Listing. Project costs must be based on the actual expenditure incurred in delivering the project, evidenced through invoices or other transactions. Where lead authorities or project deliverers procure activity, contractors may be paid using unit costs or other approaches agreed within the contract. Claims for SPF, Shared Prosperity Fund, must be based on the cost incurred in paying contractor invoices. You must use clear sequential numbering against each claim item. This must accurately link back to the evidence you submit with your claim. Please continue this numbering on further claims and don't duplicate any of the references. You must select if the item is capital or revenue. Please see the first help page for definitions of capital and revenue. The cost heading must match what was agreed and set out in your procurement record and application form. The supplier name should be the supplier, creditor, payee or employee. The invoice or receipt number which relates back to your evidencing attachment in this column. Column 6, all eligible expenditure must be dated after the date of approval shown on the offer letter and before the agreed end date. Number 7, date of defrayal, the date payment appears on your bank statement. Number 8, payment method and reference number. Examples of payment methods and reference numbers are receipt reference numbers, check numbers, BACS numbers, or a timesheet of a staff member. Number 9, please provide a full description of the expenditure item. See additional details in our guidance note for what is needed here.
Column 10, the total amount of the invoice or payment without VAT. When you enter numbers here, the rest of the columns will auto-populate. Column 11 is any VAT which you aren't able to claim back. And then finally, in the last column, please include any further details or notes which you think are applicable.
Next tab, Progress Milestones. Make sure your claim number is correct at the top of the form. If this is your first claim, it will be number 1. Please note you only need to fill in the white sections of this table, not the yellow. You will have agreed your project milestones as part of your grant offer letter. In this section, you must report accurately on the achievement of these milestones. If there are any revised dates, please enter the new revised date in this column. Once achieved, enter the achieved date, and then please explain the reasons as to why there has been a delay. Next tab is Progress Outputs and Outcomes. Please report on the achievement of the key performance indicators predicted as a result of the project as set out in the offer letter. If there has been a delay or a change in any indicator, please explain the reasons for this. Where the target timescale has not yet passed, enter the position to date. The final tab is your progress report. This sheet must be completed and attached with each claim. It should be noted that we cannot process your claim until this report has been completed. Please summarise the progress since your last claim in relation to the overall aims and objectives of the investment activity. Please state if there have been any significant changes to your approved proposal and why these have occurred. This should include any additional investment to the project. Please refer to the guidance notes for information on the expected content. At the bottom, you will see there is a risk assessment table. This is similar to the risk assessment in your main application, however only relates to the delivery in this claim period. Please state how you are planning to mitigate them. In the help section, you can see a definition of each level of risk. Once you've completed the whole form, please submit it back to your project lead and claim coordinator via email. Please do not copy in the Good Growth main mailbox. This form only needs to go to the fund management side of the programme. Once you've submitted a satisfactory claim form and all the relevant evidence, your claim will be checked. Depending on the amount claimed and evidence submitted, this process may take up to 2 weeks. The fund team may ask you for further clarifications, additional evidence, or request to visit your project site to monitor progress or audit evidence on the site. Following verification and acceptance of your claim, you will be notified via email as soon as your claim has been forwarded for payment. If you do have any other questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with your claim officer. Thank you for listening.